Hi YouTube, it's Taiwan Carr,
And Matthew Bivens.
and we are back with part two. I hate to do this. You know I've been trying all season to get an underground review with just one part, and I think I've only managed to do it successfully once, maybe twice. It's always something, and I guess with recording on my phone I'm going to run into issues, but I ran out of space for video, so I had to delete some videos so that so that we could finish this review.
But goals for next season?
Goals, yeah.
Yes. Have
Maybe,
a full length, uncut, good video.
yeah, we'll get some proper equipment. This is just, like something that I'm kind of just starting, and he's definitely very new to. And so I
As you
just
can
wanted
see.
to jump in and do it because I just thought that the show was so important that it needed to be reviewed. I've seen people, a handful of people reviewing it, but I felt compelled to do it just because of how important I thought the show was. So I'll get good equipment for season 3. Hopefully there is a season 3 because I haven't even heard that Underground has been renewed.
There will be.
Let's get the hashtag Renew Underground going on Twitter, and hopefully WGN will pick it up for another season, or if not WGN, somebody else, even a better network. But I don't see it not being picked up. This is probably the most successful show that they have going right now. So,
With that being said,
with that being said, let's get back to finish just these last 3 scenes, I think, and we would have been done. So now we are back in Georgia with
Georgia.
August and Ernestine. And August has a gun to his forehead, like he's clearly contemplating suicide or getting ready to kill himself. And Ernestine comes and basically talks him down, talks him out of it. She tells him that she was at a low point in her life not too long ago, and she tried to drown herself, but she had someone to give her a helping hand and to tell her that she's not alone and to get her out of that situation. And she tells him, I don't know that I should extend my hand to you because of how much blood you have on your hands, because of what you did to my daughter, in pursuing her. But
She's so innocent and she hadn't done anything wrong.
well, it's not that. It's not that.
But I understand what she's saying. I understand. But
Yes.
then without sin, cast the first stone.
Right, and it's not like she doesn't go on and extend the hand
Yeah.
either, and so maybe that's why. And that's one thing that I was saying when I was trying to get this done before, was that I have always, this season I've been comparing August and Cato, but it didn't occur to me until Ernestine started talking to August how much they kind of do have in common. Ernestine, I don't think, is anywhere near the same scale as bad as August. She killed on behalf of her family, and August just going out, capturing random slaves because they're black people and there's money in it. So I don't look at them exactly the same, but there are some similarities there. So anyway, she keeps him from killing himself and tells him something along the lines of, we don't have to be the darkest parts of our souls, which is an echo back to what Jay told him about beating the good wolf or the bad wolf. And it's very clear that August has made some decisions for some time in his life to be the bad wolf. For his son to have questioned that last season and not know. He asked Jay, when Jay was telling his son Ben the story, Ben asked him, well, which one does my pa feed, So for his son not to not know, that kind of says a lot. And maybe his son did know but didn't want to. Just, we all want to have a good image of our dad if we can. We want to have that. And, so anyway, you have any commentary on the scene?
I'd just like to say that as my last prediction starts to unfold, that yes, I do believe that there's going to be an Augustine relationship. If not, I think they're going to wreak havoc next year. I think that I think they've started a bond for sure, especially whenever.
They're right there, baby.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here I come. I apologize. I'm still nervous. I for sure think that they started a bond. It started whenever he was at the gravesite and she saw him hurt, and continued on to when the house was burned down and the chase was pretty much officially over because there's no reason to chase anymore. And they both stood side by side, and then she woke up the next morning and then she talked him down with the pistol. And then held his hands as they sat there and kind of cried a little bit. So I see, if not a romantic relationship, at least a mutual respect for each other. And I believe that, I think Noah and August are going to team up next year, and they're going to wreak havoc on everybody, especially with the war going on and everything. I think that those two are going to actually team up, and the son is going to play a big role, has already played a big role in his changing his way of life, or his thought process, for lack of a better term. So I do believe that that August is in the process of turning around. I'm looking dead in the camera, woman.
No, he wasn't.
Anyway, that's how I believe. See, this is what I got to deal with. But
you don't have to.
You're right, I don't. What my dummy choose to deal with. But I do believe that that's going to be a force, and I just see Noah and him hooking up like as a partnership in some sorts and wreaking havoc. And I'm still seeing Kato getting.
Okay, it's not time for predictions yet. We're talking about August.
Well, then don't ask me. That's what I think. No, that's where I'm at.
I'm trying to keep you on the subject.
Yeah, because I'll keep talking.
We obviously ran long on the last segment.
Okay.
And so I will say, in all of that, I'm glad that you brought this up, because last week when you mentioned it about August not having a reason to be on the run or to be running or catching these runners anymore, he had that reason last season. So I think you do give him a little too much credit, because as soon as he had, you said that he had the letter translated, but I know you meant that the guy read. I'm assuming that maybe August can't read, and that guy, Patty Cannon's guy, when he read the letter about him having the mercury on his land, August could have stopped chasing right then and there. He had his wife to go back to. He had his son with him. So I think you're giving him way too much credit to say this season that now he doesn't have a reason to run. Last season he didn't have a reason.
He didn't have a reason to chase her.
He didn't have
because Macon Farm's gone, and his wife's dead now, and he was trying to make money to keep her alive. But this from the person that has all the faith in the world about Cato's ass over here. But I'm giving him too much credit.
But I'm going to be honest about
well, I mean,
mine.
I'm honest too. That's what I believe. I believe that. I think that it was a pride thing. That he was. Some people, I think it was like a competition. It's just, for lack of a better word, like he was already zoned in on what he was going to do and what he had to do and get the money. So nothing really mattered. He kind of had blinders on, which I don't really think was so much as a race thing. I think that that's the type of dude that he is. That it would have been whatever it was. That once he got his mindset that that's what he wanted to do, or that's what he had to do, that there was nothing going to stop him.
He thinks that August is just so driven in his career path that no matter what.
August is trying. His heart's going to change.
Anyway, I want you all to comment what you all think about that part, at least. That's one thing that we disagree on. I think that August could have stopped chasing the runners last season. Matt is making excuses for him. No, if you agree with Matt.
Okay, Cato lover.
If you agree with Matt and believe that his excuses
are
valid.
Oh, wow, my excuses.
I want to present this in the most unbiased way.
What a troll.
No, anyway, but tell us what you think about that.
Please tell us.
As far as August being able to stop chasing the runners, if you think that he made the decision at the right time, or if you're like me and think that last season. No,
I know.
He believes.
I believe
that this season was fine. I believe that he should have done it last season. But anyway. So, whatever. So, we'll see what happens.
Sometimes it takes tragedy and heartache for somebody to turn their perspective on life. And I think it took what it was going to have to take for him to be broken down and humbled.
Stabbed, he still didn't stop.
But his wife was alive.
That's tragedy.
His wife was alive, and he still needed to pay for his wife to be in her psychiatric ward, and he needed to take care of her. But now that she's gone, and Jay is gone, which sucks, because I like Jay. He was cool. I think that in tragedy, you find new ways of life or new ways to think or new concepts. Just what I think.
Okay, that's what I think too, and I think that his son getting stabbed last season was tragic enough. But anyway, moving on, we get to the next scene, and it's Noah and Elizabeth now. They're back from Kentucky, helping Daniel and his family out. Yay, again, Daniel's family is reunited, and it feels so good. Reunited 'cause we understand. understood. Anyway, so they're all
I'm white. I'm not Justin
they're all
Timberlake.
back together now, and they come back to George's house only to find that everybody's gone.
Excuse me.
No, you're okay. They come back to find that everybody's gone. Rosalie was the target. She was taken, but they got Georgia. They got everybody who was in the house. Nobody's there but James and the baby. So once again, James, the screamer at Macon Plantation, we see he knows how to keep his little mouth shut when it's time to keep it shut. So he managed to keep himself and the baby safely hidden away, and Noah gets to come and see. They didn't say it, but I'm assuming that it is a boy, right? That
I
he
don't
got to see his son and hold his son.
I think so.
And,
I think Noah wanted it to be a boy, so it's probably going to be a girl.
Oh,
Probably.
he hasn't had a lot of good luck.
No, but I mean, he has been blessed, though. It is
whatever it is, it's a healthy child.
It is possible to
be.
have bad luck and be blessed at the same time.
That's true.
I don't believe in luck.
So, yeah, we believe in blessings.
Yes, I'm Scottish, Scots Irish, and I still don't believe in luck. So there you go.
Yeah. And so we see that Kato has taken everyone, but the baby's there. You got any commentary on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where I have to say my prediction about Kato was incorrect. I was a little off.
Just a little bit.
When I said last week that I thought he was going to turn around and do what's right for us, that he was going to help us out.
You mean us as a black people?
I mean us black people, everybody
okay.
who's on the right side, the white abolitionists who were doing the right thing, us who are on the right side of this fight.
Okay.
He turned his back on us.
Yet again.
The one thing he did that even though, My Twisted Life with Poetry and Matt both agreed, he only does the right thing when it's to serve himself.
Yeah.
So in killing Patty Cannon, I was glad that he did it, even though, we're just going to now have this reincarnation of her and this person that he can control, it looks like, for next season. I was just glad that he killed her, but that was where the goodness stopped. And now he came for the Black Rose. He's got House Girl, a.k.a. Rosalie.
And that right there is where August and Ernestine are going to come in, and he's going to... they're going to go back and get her. And
okay, so
Noah's going to jump in and be like, you know what, I got your back. We're Augustine now. It's not just August and Ernestine.
Before we get to season 3, we have the last scene where it's 10 months later.
Yes.
And Matt's going to take it away for us.
Oh. 10 months later, she said she knows who the guy is that Elizabeth was sleeping with. I don't recognize him myself.
I think his name is Lucas from a couple of episodes ago.
Whatever, whoever he is. I believe that he's just some rebel dummy that she's sleeping with, and she's working her way up to the top of the munitions shipping, receiving, handling, whatever, so that she can start arming slaves and everybody else in the militias in order to win what appears to be the upcoming war. So it means that they're starting in what? 18? When did the war start? 1858? I know it was over in 64, I think. I'm pretty sure. It was like a 4-year war. But anyway, and they were obviously in the South because they were Southern uniforms. And the reason I don't think we know him is because when she shut the door, she was all smiles and happy and this and that. But when she shut the door, she had that real...
Okay, she did have a sinister look
evil
on her
demeanor face, like
she's getting ready to do something.
Yeah, bitch, I'm about to get you and all of y'all.
So could y'all tell, if y'all could make out who it was? Because remember she had the Lucas guy. I was thinking it was him or the guy who came to Harriet Tubman's cabin at the very beginning of this episode.
That wasn't
George
him.
Stearns.
I don't think.
They all look alike.
I was about to say, we all look alike. So, I mean,
they all look alike to me. So,
I'm not the same guy as last night.
Person, this is different, Matt.
Yeah,
no, if you
Charles.
could tell if you could tell that that's a different person or if it's the same person, because I was thinking that it was like the same guy and they're both working in cahoots against the rebels, but
I think she's
but the way
playing
that
him.
she looked at him made me think that.
She looked at the back of his head is the way when she shut the
when he
door.
left.
I got you, bitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And then she goes out on the dock, and if I challenge anybody to find out, because the way they emphasized on this dock is it's a very, very big port that's very well known. because they showed the big outlay of the white house, or not the White House, but the white building that was in the background. I want to know where they were. I was going to say Gettysburg, but Gettysburg isn't on a coast. I don't think, is it? It's not coastal, is it?
I don't believe so.
I don't think it is. So I want to find out where they were at and what, because I don't know, the director and the producers and everybody they do a beautiful job of very subtly emphasizing on specific little details that end up having to be they were reality.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious as to where they were and what was going on there.
So when
4
we
minutes.
get there, what do we see?
3.5 minutes.
When when Elizabeth gets there, what does she see? What's going on?
Well, that's what I'm saying. She looked like she was running the dock, like she was in charge of stuff, and it looked like that she was.
It was a Harper's Ferry arsenal cart that was there.
Whatever that means.
So, meaning a bunch of weapons were being unloaded.
Well, I know that's
there.
why I said munitions. That's what munitions means. It's
okay.
as a whole, bullets,
But
guns.
That's the name that was on the cart, and that might have some significance as well, because like we said, we don't know how much they're just putting in to move the story along and how much of this was really real. So we'll look into that. So now,
do your things, because you're running low.
we have about 3 minutes left. So I want to know, what are your predictions for season 3? One thing I want to know, I'm not predicting, but I want to know if we're going to go back to the Roe plantation in South Carolina now that Ernestina's gone. I'm just curious because I want to see what happens with Clara and Massa Matthew. I really just want to see this girl have her downfall. But if we're done with that because Ernestina's gone, then we'll have to deal with that.
Massa Matthew.
But I want to know what you think. What do you think is going to happen in season 3? And if there is a season 3, but let's, like I said, get those hashtags going. And the historical stuff, if you know anything about it, then please
feel free.
Put it in the comments, because I want to learn. We want to learn.
There you go. Can I be a part of it?
Yeah, we want to learn.
We are a team.
The Secret Six, I did notice My Twisted Life of Poetry. Thank you. You are on it. You were so on it. She told me that she left a comment on part 1 of this review that was something real. I think that she even gave me all their names. So I will look that up. George Stearns was the one who was in this episode. She had his name and the 5 others. They're related to John Brown's movement somehow. So I'll look into who they were. But if you know anything like that, anything that was in the episode that didn't just jump out, that people would know off bat that was a realistic thing, if you saw something that you know was actually occurred in history, or a name or a place, then please let us know down in the comments. Just put it down there and we'll look it up. We'll do our research. So if you have any comments on this, then just let us know. Also put that in the comments. If we got something really wrong, or if we left out something that was really important, also put that in the comments. And let's just have a discussion, right?
Or if you just don't like something about us, let us know. We take corrective criticism very well, or I do. Some people don't.
Or something.
I know my face sucks, so I ain't worried about that.
No, it doesn't.
Without further ado,
we have
thanks.
We want to thank the people who encouraged Matthew, who said that they wanted to hear his point of view, and who even gave him pointers for commentary just for getting on the last
Sorry,
video.
I'm nervous again.
So those people are...
sorry, she writes like a 4th grader. Chandra, 9,000 male.
He reads like a 2nd grader.
Asia from Brooklyn, I'm trying.
Shantae Lene.
Sure. If we butchered it, we apologize.
We are so sorry.
Tito U23 and My Twisted Life with Poetry. I like that. I don't know who that is, but I like that name. That's
I'm going to show you her
pretty
videos.
Cool. Oh, it's a chick? All right, Miss Lady. I like your
she
your
has
name.
a popping YouTube channel.
Oh, okay,
we're not going to do that. But thank you guys so much.
Thank y'all
For staying with us this season with my inconsistent ads, because I know I didn't hit everything that I want to. But thank you, and thank you for welcoming me.
And if y'all want to see us again, then just let us know. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Oh.
Here's to the cause, baby.